Hello and welcome to Geoscope on Hughes of the World. I'm Graham Hughes, joined tonight by Mike Dix. How you doing, Mike? Are you all right, Mike? You all right, mate?
I am all right. I'm not Ollie, and that's
that's the main
that's
thing.
my main achievement today.
That's what's on your business card, isn't it? It says Mike Dix,
Yeah,
and underneath it says not Ollie.
not Ollie.
Not Ollie.
Yeah.
Not Ollie. A big shout out to all the wonderful people in our wonderful chat. We've got Reverend Kathy in here, who we love. We've got Diz, who we totally love. We've got Saz, who we totally love. We've got Kieran Crossan and Harry Flashman and Liam Fairhurst as well. We love you all. Sarah's in there. Hi, Sarah. How you doing this evening? Hope you're all right. Listen, so we're going to talk today about China. China. Oh. So Trumpty Dumpty's been off to China.
Yeah, did a good deal apparently.
A deal of the century. Absolutely
Best
amazing deal.
Ever.
He turned up.
What was the deal? What was the deal?
Well, he turned up. He demanded everything, offered nothing, and nothing happened. But he went in with a bunch of people from his country. He went in with Elon Musk, I think, turned up. You had Tim Cook from Apple, who he calls Tim Apple, and also Brett Ratner, the director of Rush Hour 3 and the Millennium documentary.
I was going to say more famous for the great Melania movie that will be Oscar-winning this year.
For being outed in the Me Too movement as being a fucking wrong-un, which you could tell because his movies are shit. He's just
friend of Epstein, director of Melania.
He is an absolute hack, and I hate him. But there you go.
He also took a very, very successful businessman with him as well. I mean, I know you're knocking some of these business people that he took, but there was one that went to definitely do deals in China.
Was that Donald Trump?
And he's been doing a lot of deals all over the world. Eric Trump.
Oh, Eric Trump. Okay, that one. Worth billions, apparently. Billions with a B.
Billions of crypto.
Apparently, $1.776 billion has been put aside to give as handouts to all the people who raided the American Parliament building, resulting in $3 million worth of damage, 150 police officers being injured, and 9 people fucking losing their lives.
And all because it was in a defamation case or something against the DOJ. So Donald Trump took a case against the DOJ for unfair prosecution and impeachment. And then the ruling that came down was that there would be this $1.6 billion investment in a slush fund for people that are being unfairly politically prosecuted.
Yeah.
And all I can hope is that James Comey knocks on the door and says, right, I'll have some of that. Thank you very much.
I'll have all of it. Did you notice it's 1,776?
No, 1776.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, but that's only because he couldn't do 45, 47 or whatever it is he does normally.
Yeah.
And Musk wasn't involved, so it wasn't 69 billion. They're pathetic, aren't they? They're just pathetic.
Well, he arrived in Beijing last week now, with very little leverage. He left with even less, I think. He groveled. It was really embarrassing. There was a part of it where...
Soybeans? What about the soybean farmers? Come on.
There was a bit where Xi mentioned, I think it was like a Euclidean I don't know. There was some term that he used, which essentially is when an emerging superpower takes over from the old superpower. It's like a euclaic cycle or something like that. And he referred to that in his speech, and Trump just went on about how much he loves Xi and how he had a really nice time.
And then on the plane, he was interviewed, and he said, well, he did say that America was a declining country. And he's right. Under Biden, it absolutely was, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was the president before Biden while it was declining?
Can't remember. Some gobshite. Daylight Time says there's a rule in the Constitution, the 14th Amendment says insurrectionists cannot be paid by the government, even though they were pardoned. The convictions were not vacated.
Laws, bits of the Constitution. What else that got to do with Donald Trump?
I tell you, who's making a killing out of Trump being president? Lawyers. The lawyers in America are they're just full time now, aren't they? Just they don't sleep. They're just too busy making money, more money, all the money.
Which side would you want to be on as a lawyer? Would you want to be on Team Trump or against Trump? I mean, like morally, And morally, we all want to be against him, but just as a lawyer, financially, which is the best side?
Oh,
I'm
financially, I'll be
guessing,
on Team Trump because you get all the backhanders on top of being paid for you doing your job.
yeah, yeah, you end up as the ambassador to Thailand or something as a
Yeah,
result, don't you? So,
yeah. But yeah, so the tariff war started last year by Donald Trump on April the 1st, April Fool's Day,
mhm.
I think, April Tariff Day. He he thought China would just collapse, and China hasn't collapsed. It's retaliated with bigger tariffs. Bigger. It's like it turned up with a pea shooter, and they just pulled out an AR-15 and went, "Go ahead," and then like pull out a rocket launcher. But like export controls, rare earth restrictions. They control 90% of the processed rare earths in China
And he's
globally.
come away with more restrictions.
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay.
This is. He said that the idea was for cognitive strategic stability. Apparently, this kind of
Okay.
managed rivalry and the controlled competition, the avoidance of direct conflict. This is what the Chinese are all about. But the Americans, the Chinese are trying to force America to acknowledge them as a co-equal superpower, and the Americans under Trump seem to be all for this. Do you know what I mean? Like, Xi
Yeah.
has wanted
Yeah.
this for years. Obama rejected it. Biden rejected it. Trump he just got on his knees as soon as he got there. He was like, "Take
He's
me,
just a sucker,
take
isn't he?
me."
Did you see when he got off the aeroplane onto the red carpet and they had like 1,000 Chinese children waving flags
Yes, I wouldn't let
and
any
all
children
jumping
near
around
him.
really excitedly,
Yeah,
basically?
because they were told
And
to.
he absolutely loved it. Trump absolutely loved it. But there's this lovely shot when they walk off around the corner where Trump and Xi walk around the corner and the kids all just stop, put the flags down and walk off, basically. Because it was literally just, it was a meter behind him. These kids were excited. And then he made a speech saying, lovely, beautiful children. What a lovely, beautiful welcome from beautiful children. And you go, God, Z, you know exactly what you're doing, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. Get the
These are
kids
lovely
out.
children
You
in
know.
short skirts for you.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. He's horrible, isn't he? He's
Nightmare.
a monster. Did you see them all throw all the kit away on the tarmac before they left?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
So they were worried that any of the gifts that had been given from the Chinese might have a bug in that could listen to them on Air Force One, right? So
Why would
they
he be?
threw
Why would he be
everything.
bothered? He's texting secrets to the guy,
I
basically.
know. He's just saying
Like,
it. But like they were worried about that, so they had a bin on the tarmac of the runway of the airport, and they were flying out. And there's footage of them, including Trump, like emptying all his pockets of all the free gifts that he's been given in China, like free mobile phone, but also like pens and pin badges and all that kind of shit. Jade elephants. It's like, okay, yeah. Taiwan got mentioned. China has repeatedly framed Taiwan as a red line. They say that Taiwan mustn't become sovereign, which is hilarious because Taiwan's been its own country for a very, very long time. But Taiwan has territorial ambitions over China, and China has it has ambitions over Taiwan.
and Z was quite forthright, like very undiplomatic.
Yes.
For China,
Yeah.
to say that. I think it was something along the lines of if America or if anybody intervened in the Taiwanese situation, there would be very serious risks, which is like the strongest diplomatic language that's been used about that.
Yeah.
In front of him.
Well, interesting.
Can I just mention in the chat?
Go on.
Evening, who is the scruffy bloke at the top of the screen?
Scruffy bugger.
Liam Fair's Mike's evil twin. I didn't get dressed up for this. I was told 10 minutes ago I was doing this. I've been packing my house away.
You were asked politely.
Told, instructed.
You were asked politely.
And I've been packing my house away all day. And also, I've been putting all my art up on the wall because I'm having a sale this weekend. Not that I'm using this as a blatant attempt to plug this.
Cool.
But because I'm moving in 2 weeks' time, this weekend I'm opening up the house as an art gallery to sell off all of my Brighton work.
Nice.
Hopefully. So if anyone's in Brighton this bank holiday weekend, come and knock on my door.
Yeah.
Buy something.
Okay. We will do that. Let's go buy some stuff on.
And yeah, Liam, I am Mike's evil twin. I've become a capitalist artist who's just blatantly plugging his own moving fund.
So if you go to China and get your Chinese visa, I have a Chinese visa here. You get it's the People's Republic of China. But if you go to Taiwan, it's called the Republic of China.
Yeah.
I think they pull the same trick in North Korea. South Korea is the Republic of Korea, and North Korea is the People's Republic of Korea. Or
Did you
something.
get any problems having a? Which way did you do it?
I
China and
went
then
from
Taiwan, or
China
Taiwan
into
and then China?
Taiwan. There's a boat. There was a ferry. In 2010, there was a ferry. I just got the ferry over
Oh, there you go.
from China to Taiwan. Because, things were chilling out back then. I don't know if the ferry's still going. It might be. But yeah, no problem. And then I got on a boat, went from Taiwan to Hong Kong via the Northern Mariana Islands and Guam and an island called Yap in the Federated States of Micronesia and Palau and the Philippines.
Yeah.
As you do.
I am reading the chat. Sorry, Elrone07. You're absolutely right. Mike's evil reform voting twin. I have seen the light.
What?
It's been 18
No.
months of talking to Graham has convinced me that reform and Nigel Farage are the answer.
To the question, who should we put in the Sarlacc pit first?
Yeah, we still need to work out what the question is.
But yeah,
when you went, how long ago was it? Now you did the Grand Tour, the Odyssey Tour.
15 years, more than 15 years. Yeah.
So China was quite a different place then.
Well, it just had the Olympic Games. It had only been 2 years, I think, since the Olympic Games in 2008.
Yeah.
And a big change from when I travelled around China in 2002 was that there were signs with English lettering, well, Roman, Latin letters, whereas before it was all just Chinese. Everything was just Chinese. It was so hard to get around. Because you had to have your guidebook open all the time because you had to be looking up at the sign, looking at your book, looking at the sign, but yeah, are you trying to poison the Sarlacc, Graham? Yeah, what's the Sarlacc ever done to you? But yeah, I think China has changed a lot in the last sort of 15 years. But I mean, it was heading that way. I went to the Shanghai Expo in 2010. And that was like something that you could have gone to in, I don't know, London or Barcelona or something. I mean, and sort of the grinding poverty that typified your average life in China in like the 1970s and maybe the start of the 80s. That's all been swept away, and this is why the people of China aren't rising up against, the dictator in charge, because it's like a benevolent
they're kind of doing all right.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody about that yesterday, but I was going to mention that my mother's father and mother met in China before the war.
Yeah.
And they actually escorted a bunch of children and villagers away from, I can't remember which side of the revolution. They were probably on the wrong side for all I know. He was a vicar. What do we know? Basically. But they were escorting people to get across the border to Taiwan. And my mum sent me a copy of a diary that her mother had written. And it's got all the locations that they went to. And I looked up 2 of them. And my grandmother was describing them as, an impoverished village, mainly rice, paddy fields, etc., etc. And no roads, so to speak. And then you go and look it up on Google now, and it is a megatropolis.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
It's like it looks like Canary Wharf everywhere around it. Basically.
Well, I mean, in the 90s, Dubai was like a little fucking fishing village by the sea.
Yeah, it's a trip I'd love to do. I would love to use Grand's diary.
Yeah.
To actually do the same route and just see how China has changed dramatically compared to the time that they were there.
That would be excellent. That would be so cool. Let's do that.
But no, I was talking to somebody yesterday who will remain nameless, very rich guy, definitely on the other side of my current campaign against landlords, definitely. But basically, where we ended up aligning was that possibly China's benevolent dictatorship is not as bad as some of the shitty democracies around the world, basically.
Well, yeah.
They've got their human rights issues, but so have we, and so has America, and
not to
so
the
have
same
a number
extent.
of democracies.
Not to the same extent. I mean, they've gone on a widespread genocide up in the northwest provinces there, Xinjiang, sorry, and also in Tibet. Like, there is a huge movement to outbreeding the Tibetan, the indigenous people of Tibet and replacing them with Han Chinese.
Yeah, one of my
So
nurses in
yeah,
hospital was from Tibet and her husband, and they were telling me about
yeah.
why they'd left and why they can't
But
go back.
you know when these dickheads talk about like Singapore on the Thames and stuff, Singapore's a
Mm,
benevolent dictatorship, but a
mm.
lot of it is state controlled. Same with China. They would hate it. The government steps in. There's no homeless people in Singapore. There just isn't. You don't see any. You don't really see homeless people in China either because the state steps in, gives them somewhere to live. They would hate that here. You know, they'd be like,
Yeah.
"Where have all the homeless people gone? I need
Funnily enough,
someone to feel superior to."
that was exactly the argument I was having with this guy yesterday.
What, that he would actually hate to be in Singapore because
Yeah,
the
he had
government
a,
actually
he had
look
a,
after its people
I
a bit.
mean, I like talking to some right-wing people sometimes just to try and work out what on earth. He wouldn't describe himself as right-wing, but definitely he stood as a UKIP candidate in the past. But no, he was basically saying that this is a very rich man who owns a lot of properties, got his own problems, definitely got some problems, had a heart attack 2 weeks ago. So,
Oh God.
we're all human.
Yeah.
But he was basically saying his solution to the homeless problem was to deregulate planning so that homeless people could build their own houses anywhere
a
they
shanty
wanted.
town. Cool.
And I said, well, that would A, be a shanty town. B, homeless people don't have the resources to buy 6 bricks, let alone the 6,000 you need to build a house. And I said, you're just coming at this as a man with multiple homes, thinking, I wish I could build some more homes on this land without having to get planning permission from bloody councillors, basically. I said, the only people that will
Did you give him the
benefit
heart
from your
attack,
change.
Mike?
Well, I think so, because he didn't tell me until the end of the conversation that he'd had a heart attack 2 weeks ago, basically. And I kind
It's all your fault.
maybe I feel a bit bad about this. But he caught me at a moment where he said, oh, I heard about your landlord thing. And he said, I got involved in that process. I had to evict 2 people on a Section 21. And I went, Pete, not the same thing. Really, not the same thing, basically. I don't. Anyway. There you go. That was my yesterday. And I got the karma payback was that I had a terrible night, which we won't talk about necessarily.
I'm sorry, mate.
China.
So, yeah.
So what about... Go on, sorry.
I was going to say, so, I mean, this was really pathetic of the Americans. It was absolutely pathetic. And the only people who don't see this as pathetic are the Americans who love Trump. And it's all to do with their ego. I mean, they can't quite fathom that their guy would go out and, and get down on his knees to the Chinese leader and go on about how great he is. Because it's just, I don't know, they're not all there.
But don't you think, though, it was just a business? He was just there with a bunch of people that were going to give him 20% cuts of all the deals they cut.
Yeah.
And he used it as an excuse to do that. And the guy is so blatant.
Yeah.
Blatantly corrupt. Have you seen this thing about the stock trading that he's been doing?
Which one? There's been quite a few.
There's been a large number, but like buying stocks in Intel just before the government bought a 10% stake.
Yeah.
Nvidia just before the China trip.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's doing it himself. He's not even hiding it. He's not doing it for a shell company, or he's doing it himself. He doesn't give a fuck.
Endless.
He's above the law in America. Yeah, that's all he's there for. He's there to steal money. If you want to know what it's going to be like under a Nigel Farage regime in this country, it'll be the
slightly
same.
More incompetent corruption, basically, but the same sort of blatant.
He'll just be there to feather his nest and to destroy stuff. Making laws is difficult. It is a long, drawn-out process, and we're all getting really impatient with Labour for not doing things quick enough. But it is a long process drafting legislation. What's really quick is getting rid of legislation that's there that you don't like. You just need a red marker pen. No. So yeah, so this demonstration of American weakness comes at a pivotal moment when America's looking around like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction for like someone to join the alliance of the willing in Iran, and they're absolutely getting in the basket. The most powerful country in the world can't get anyone to help them, and they're like, after having Trump in charge for over a year now, and having these tariffs put on us, which have fucked us all over. He's gone into this war without asking if we wanted, our opinion on it. He went into it. Now all the prices for everything has gone up all over the world. So you've got not just the price of oil, but also the price of making plastics. There's a chip company, a crisp company in Japan that have changed their packaging. So instead of being color packaging, they've made them black and white. And that's directly tied to the oil shortage. Millions of people are going to go hungry this year because of the lack of fertilizer.
Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't interrupt that, but the crisp packets are probably quite cool collectible items. No, I'd have thought. Somebody will make some money out of that.
Yeah. But yeah, and helium, which is needed to create the semiconductors that are powering the AI revolution that NVIDIA needs, which then ChatGPT needs and Grok needs, and everyone needs, and it's not going to be available. SG, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. The grift is what attracts the voters. They think they'll get a piece of the action, and with that 1.4 billion slush fund for the January 6ers, they're not wrong. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, it's why people like watching like gangster films. It's like, oh, I could do that.
But it's also the other thing about that slush fund, just going back to that. It's not the January 6ers that are going to get that money. It's their lawyers.
Yeah.
Right? And you just know Trump has got the list of January 6ers and he's got his list of favoured lawyers and he's sent the list to the list so that they can all go and get a share of their 1.6 billion or 1.7 billion.
Yeah. Liam is saying Makerfield is so divided less than a week in. Yeah, I've seen a lot of hatred towards Andy. I know this is not supposed to be talking about UK politics, but a lot of anger towards Andy Burnham from. Do you know what, Mike? It's been Southerners, posh Southerners. I think they feel threatened at the idea that a Northerner who didn't go to private school could possibly become our Prime Minister.
Are you generalising and including me in your generalisation?
No, don't think you went to private school, did you?
No.
Okay, I'll let you
listen, I'm pro.
We've had 58 prime ministers, and like 56 of them, 50 of them went to private school, including the one we got now, the one before him.
No, I was describing it to a friend today. Is that I wish the Labour Party wasn't having to go through this.
Yeah.
Or the government wasn't having to go through that. But if they are, then I think Burnham stands a really good chance of changing things. And the video that he put out last night, I think, is a good example of exactly what we've been saying for 18 months. You just wish you had a leader that could communicate on a one-to-one level with human beings, basically. And Starmer's never been able to do that.
That would be nice. I know there's a lot of shit coming out about this Kenyan guy, Kenyon. That's not a great name for a
sounds
UKIP,
like a China name.
It sounds like he's from Kenya. He's Robert Kenyon.
Robert the Kenyan.
Not voting for him. He's from Kenya. Like Barack Obama, apparently. But yeah, so he's got a business that he started in February this year. He decided to set up a plumber business, which is funny because that's when Hannah Spencer was running as a Green MP. And she was famous, Hannah the Spanner, for being a plumber. And he's like, oh, I'll do that.
As far as I can tell, excuse me, he has been a plumber for years. But it is interesting that he only started his limited company this year. And he ran in the 2024 election in Macclesfield and came second. Interestingly, it's an interesting.
He got a nice review. Here. It says Macclesfield Heating did a great job. Sorry, Makerfield Heating did a great job. That's the name of his company, Makerfield Heating. Makerfield Heating did a great job. Provided very good communication, trust, space, worthy, and a pleasure to have in not my, but Nye, like New York, in Nye home to fit my boiler. Full stop.
That's great.
That's a lovely
That's a great review, isn't it?
Yeah.
What kind of person wrote that?
I don't know. What's someone called Anne Kenyon.
What about the coincidence that they've got the same name?
I know. They've got the same surname.
Wow.
Anyway, she gave him 5 stars 6 months ago. Said he was great. Brilliant. 5 stars, no comments.
Basically.
My mum always likes these videos, so if you can't get your mum on board, can you get on board?
Exactly.
Hi, Mum. But yeah, anyway, so back to world politics, though. I mean, Trump once again said he was going to annihilate Iran. It's the third time I think he said he's going to literally annihilate them. He said he's going to bomb them back to the
Tuesday.
Stone Age. Then he was going to say
today, isn't it?
Wipe out the civilization, and then he said he was going to destroy them. And then yesterday He said, "Oh no, I talked to my friends in Qatar, and they told me not to do it, so I'm not going to do it then." Which is
Not
bullshit.
going
No
to
one
kill
said anything
everybody
to him.
today.
He just
No.
can't do it. He knows he can't do it because
Did you
Iran's a big fuck off country. And
did you see the Space Force meme that he shared on the White House site and on his Truth Social?
no,
AI picture of him in a Space Force command center with all these screens behind him, with nukes going off all over the world, satellites being blown up by nukes, rockets launching to launch nukes everywhere. And there's Trump with his finger on the button, basically just launching them all.
and he put that on True Social.
Gee.
What a
It's
fucking
like-
lunatic! I tell
But
you
nobody
what,
notices these things anymore because,
Yeah.
like, it's just normal for the madman, isn't it?
yeah. Graham wants to know who are the fuck standing in Makerfield: Karen Malone, Michelle Dewberry, Jacob Rees-Mogg, some flaky bits off Boris Johnson's ball bag, the ghost of Thatcher, and a reform T-shirt. No, it's a guy called, is it Robert Kenyon? Is it
Robert Kenyon
Robert
is
Kenyon.
a local. He is a local boy,
lad.
born and bred, and a plumber, and he came second in the general election in 2024.
Yes. And he is friends with Gary Rakes on Facebook. He is ex-BNP and Britain First member. And he now leads the new British Union, the modern successor to Oswald Mosley's British Union of Fascists.
Did he learn nothing from looking at the footage of Oswald Mosley's?
And
march
his
through
Twitter
Brick Lane?
account. His Twitter account's just been deactivated as of about 2 hours ago.
I did do some research on him when they announced, and he is very invisible, particularly as somebody that ran as a candidate in the general election and somebody that ran as a councillor in the last elections and succeeded. He has a very, very low social media profile.
Someone's paid for that.
Which is always suspicious, basically.
Yeah, lots of things being deleted. But it means that things will come out. So keep quiet for now, and then halfway through when they can't change the candidate, hit them with the Nazi stick.
Yeah. No, we were saying...
Bring out the Nazi stick.
Saying, yeah, we are supposed to be talking about China and global politics, but no, I genuinely, I think we said this the other day as well. For me, the whole thing boils down to which candidate am I most likely to go to the pub with, and that's not me. I don't drink, but I genuinely think politics has been shaped by that kind of a thing. With Boris Johnson, Donald Trump, Farage, they're all blokey blokes that people say, well, he's all right. He's just been a bit Boris, isn't he? Let's go down the pub, basically. Yeah. And I genuinely think Burnham is one of the few characters on the left that you could say people would, if you stood at the bar and you had to choose between going down Farage's end of the bar or...
I thought you were going to say going down on Farage, Dad. I was going to say, what kind of bars do you go to?
We've all done that. I live in Brighton. But we don't want to talk about that till midway through the election, do we, basically? I'm saving those pictures for when I've left Brighton. No, but you know what I mean? You would choose to hang out with Andy, mainly because he'd probably got Liam Gallagher there and half of Manchester United football team standing next to him as well, basically. Yeah. He's got genuine working class cred, whereas Farage fakes it. You know, he doesn't even drink beer, Farage.
I think if anyone from down south does criticise him, you can just say, oh, you just don't want someone from the north becoming at PM. That's a really good dig. It's a really good dig because they can't argue with it. We haven't had a Scouse prime minister for over 150 years.
Yeah, no,
not
since
Gladstone's last run in it. I think he was president. He was prime minister.
I'm not hearing the voices you're hearing. I mean, down here in the local Labour Party and political groups, there's a lot of support.
Labour Party. Yeah, in my Labour Party groups, people are like, yeah, let's get behind him. It's just Facebook. It's just Facebook. Oh, fucking do! And it was especially because he didn't. I did a whole show about this morning, but because he didn't say that he wanted to go balls deep into Europe immediately, because he's in a constituency that voted 2/3 to get out of Europe, and
in
a week and a half ago when they had bloody the local elections, they voted for refuck like fucking crazy.
Wes Streeting. I mean, listen, He's friends with Mandelson, the Prince of Darkness himself.
Friend of Mandelson.
So I'm going to put that down as to why this strategy is working for him. But by West Streeting bringing up the EU. West Streeting is not fighting a by-election. West Streeting is not running for leader at the moment either. Basically, there isn't a leadership election at the moment.
Yeah.
Whereas Andy needs to win a by-election and then win a leadership election and then probably win a general election before you could do anything about the EU. And Wes knows that, so he's making him fight on territory that isn't particularly safe for a by-election.
Yeah. I do
And
find
it's awkward. There's been a lot of conversation, hasn't there, about the fact that that's disingenuous and that he's being dishonest. I don't think he is. I think he chooses his words incredibly carefully. That speech the other day, he chose his words very carefully. It's rare that he reads a script basically for a speech, and he did make sure he read that, because I think he was just very clear on what he was saying.
Yeah.
He's left enough doors open to do the right thing.
But that's it. I mean, I've got someone from my group saying there's a good chance he wins, and if he does, it'll be transformational. All hands to the pumps. But there's a lot of people who screamed in my face because I didn't give, I wasn't giving the previous leader of Labour a chance after he lost the referendum. He lost a general election. He lost in European elections. He lost lots of councillors. I wasn't giving him the benefit of the doubt, and these people will not give. They will not give a proven successful mayor of Manchester who's transformed Manchester in the last 10 years. They're not prepared to give him an inch, no quarter, no quarter. It's funny that.
I'm no fanboy of him, but because I think you've got to treat all people that want to be leaders as suspicious. But fundamentally, I think he's gone away to Manchester and learnt his politics again. Basically, when he was a minister in the last government, in Blair's government, very young man and not particularly powerful, but also a bit Westminstered in the end. And I think going back to Manchester was a great plan.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, as far as anyone's concerned, now he's the king across the water. But look, it might fuck up. I don't know, but I want to give him a chance. I want to give him a chance to fuck up rather than just say no. There's no point in even trying.
And I don't know. I mean, Angela's kind of come out on his side, hasn't she? But I think I'd like to see her running as well. Yeah. If we're going to have a contest,
just hold that contest thought in your head for just 1 second. I just want to say, Sphere Lance, who just said he's an Evertonian. No one respectable would drink with him. Fuck you, my friend. Fuck you very much. Fuck you all the way to the end of the universe, and then fuck you some more.
Football, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's a football thing. Anyway, go on, Mike. What were you going to say? Competitions.
Are Everton good or not? No. I don't know. I
Shit, they haven't won anything. They won the FA Cup in 1995, and also nearly went down that season as well. We haven't gone down. We haven't gone down on anyone for a very long time. In fact, we are the team with the most losses in the top division, in the top tier. Also with the most draws as well, because we played the most games by a mile. I think we've played like 200 more games than on nearest rival.
It seems odd that people don't like the Evertonians then, because normally the kind of people that follow us and follow this podcast, they're in favour of the underdog.
Yeah, and we very much are with the underdog. But it gets you used to like losing. When we lose all the time on the left because we're too busy bickering with each other, while the other team are just running around and just kicking the ball.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they're not. They're picking the ball up and then throwing it in the goal, and we're going, "Oh, well, hang on, can we get referee? Can you tell them? Can you tell them to stop doing that, referee?" And the referee's not even fucking looking, and we're like, "Oh, okay." And we never think to pick up the ball ourselves.
But probably the referee's going, "Look, you're 10-0 down, lads. It's really not going to make a difference."
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know anything about football.
What?
I don't know anything about soccer ball.
The soccer ball.
Sphere Lance is a Liverpool fan with many Everton.
Not from Liverpool then.
Burnham is well respected among Reds due to the work of him and Rotherham on Hillsborough. Yeah,
this is very true. But yeah, there's a running joke in Liverpool that if you're from Liverpool, you're an Evertonian. If you're not from Liverpool, but you like Liverpool, you'll be a supporter of Liverpool. The team, my friends.
I simply don't understand it.
There's two teams.
Football's football. It's two teams.
There's a blue team and a red team. Okay.
They're all wearing shorts, and lots of men like to go and leer at them. sorry, cheer up.
Joe, it's
on
the
the weekend.
gayest thing ever, and yet there's no gays in the top flight of football, even though there's over
No.
500 men play in this
Ooh,
league.
it's raining. Look at those boys in their shorts.
Ooh, those legs, man. Anyway, Francis, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. I enjoyed the Sunderland result on Sunday. We lost 3-1 to Sunderland.
When did we become the rest is
reminder.
the rest is soccer ball?
The rest is soccer ball. The rest is round ball.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about Trump, unfortunately. And he's chickened out again. He's gone to China. He's chickened out in China. He went over there to, give him what for, and he came back with absolutely nothing. A big bowl full of nothing. But, some of his tech entrepreneurs will get some money. He'll get a backhander out of it. But he's done nothing for America. And I think this is something that bears repeating. Like, America first has just left America alone. It's just America
China
last.
first.
It's the last thing we're thinking about now. And at the moment, Xi Jinping holds the stronger hand. It just does. And we could be seeing, people talked about this being the century of China and all that kind of stuff. But it always appeared a little way off. It's coming into focus now. There'll be a point, I think, in the next few years, the way that America's going, especially if there's a big crash, because I don't know, they put all their money into AI and crypto, and then they realize there's no foundation for it.
I mean, if you look at America's history at the beginning of the 20th century, it was no kind of superpower, was it? It was an industrial power. It was gaining wealth, but Germany was still by far a bigger economy than America at the time, I think. And it was the First World War that kind of accelerated America's rise, and then the Second World War that consolidated it, wasn't it? So if you look at this century, you could say, well, China at the beginning was almost nothing, largest population or whatever, but not an economic, not in the top 10 necessarily.
Yeah.
So the question is, which side will China take in World War III in order to consolidate its power?
I don't think we're going to have a war.
Which side will we take in World War III?
Small wars, proxy wars, civil wars, they're great for business. But a world war, not good for business. Really. There's winners and losers. And if
I don't
you lose,
think there's anyone. I think what Russia's proving
Badly.
is that there isn't a single power that could do that anymore, basically.
Yeah.
Even America. America is struggling in Iran without allies.
But I think Iran has exposed the limits of US power, and this shouldn't come as too much of a surprise, because don't forget the Viet Minh, or the Viet Cong as they called them, they managed to fend off the might of the nuclear power, this huge nuclear power that is the United States, for 10 years, and they ended up running out. The same with the Taliban, they just fended them off. And in the end, they will, the footage of the leaving of Saigon, the panicked leaving of Saigon, very similar to the panicked leaving of Kabul many years later. And I think this is the US's Waterloo moment. I think they've overreached themselves, and they're turning around going, who's with us? And there's no one behind them anymore, because he's fucked us all off. He said that he wants to not do the UN anymore. He doesn't want to be part of NATO. He wants to put tariffs on us all. What did they expect?
And it's not only that. We've got Ebola and hantavirus, or whatever it's called, basically.
Oh, yeah, hantavirus.
And who are going,
we've got no money.
We don't really have the resources to do
because
anything.
Trump's taking all our funding away.
Yeah. So I mean, it could be that his second presidency is marked by exactly the same problem as his first one, which is an epidemic.
Ernie Burns says, we always have been at war with Eurasia.
That's true.
It is. Yeah. That's from the book 1984 by George Orwell.
That's the one about the pigs, isn't it?
2001. What was it? No, it was 2012. It was that movie where they're trying to take off, but the runway's collapsing behind them. It was really shit. I think it's got John Cusack in. It's called 2012.
No, I've seen it, but I don't know how that's relevant.
The Mayan calendar running out.
I see. It's because it's a calendar movie.
It's a date for a movie. 1941. Terrible movie.
Well, there's also
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, and there's Calendar Girls.
There is. There's 1492, Conquest of Paradise, Ridley Scott movie. The great soundtrack
You're always
by Vangelis.
You're always going to beat me on these. I've got no. Is there a movie called 1066 and all that? Yes, there
Yes,
is.
there is. Yes, there is. And there's also a movie called 2073, which is directed by our friend Asif Kapadia, which had Samantha Morton in. And in this movie,
Yeah.
she plays someone who is very sad. It's like, come on, should we make a comedy?
Is
Yeah,
that
let's
the
get
entire-
Samantha Morton in. Should cheer everyone up.
Is that the entire elevator pitch for the movie?
Yeah,
Samantha Morton plays somebody who's very
she's
sad.
very sad. She comes in, like, it's going to be a bit of a stretch for you for this one, Samantha. We want you to play someone who's very sad. Oh, do we get to cry? Yeah, you get to cry. Just cry. Like really ugly kind of cry the whole way through. She'd be great in EastEnders, I think. It might be beneath her now because she's like won an Oscar and stuff, but there you go.
Let me... Yeah,
Graham,
go on, carry on.
Where Elle McPherson is saying, Graham, memberships, where do I PayPal via somebody else? Where do I PayPal via somebody else? I don't know. You can buy memberships for other people. That's one of the things in the if you hit the little dollar thing, I think. Yeah, there's a thing called membership gifting. But yeah, I don't know how to do it otherwise. Sorry. 1066, isn't that when Britain got invaded by small boats? Yeah.
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 Totally.
Came across from
French.
Normandy. The Northmendy. Anyway, so yeah, there's other stuff that's been going on around the world. I'll just give you a little quick rundown. There's the worry about Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo, because this can be a very, 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 if it mutates, it can be a very contagious disease, and it has a much higher fatality rate than COVID. So yeah, but you know, the US still doing its sweeping public health cuts.
Yeah, but if you drink raw milk and do press-ups in your jeans, you'll be fine.
The WHO is considering experimental vaccines for this Ebola outbreak, which would be interesting. And the US is claiming, right? Get this, an emergency refugee situation. The emergency refugee situation, Mike. You never guess where these refugees are coming from. And these are refugees that are being welcomed in. It's quite woke, if you think about it. They're being wokened in by Americans. Sweden? No. Bit more racist. Think of Sweden, but more racist.
Austria? Hungary?
No, even more racist than Austria. They never had apartheid.
South Africa.
Yes, it's 10,000 more white South Africans have moved from South Africa. Racist Nazis have moved to America. I mean, so America's losing its scientists, gaining Nazis. Yay!
Elon Musk was spreading these stories around, wasn't he, 12 months ago?
Yeah, yeah.
That the farmers are all being persecuted by the black government, basically.
Yeah. And he put up a picture of like something completely different. It was a memorial to something. And he said, oh, this is all the farmers have been killed by rampaging mobs. I was like, no, that was something complete. He just looks at a picture and doesn't understand it because he's a bit thick. Liam, thank you very much for being a member for 6 months. Labour have betting odds equal to 63% of winning. Yes, and they've actually, the odds on Labour have shortened and the odds on refuck have lengthened since they announced their candidate today.
Yeah. No, I think maybe they don't want to win it. Maybe Reform don't want to win it for some reason.
Yes.
It's not a strong candidate.
Pow.
I mean, it feels like the kind of candidate Labour would put up against the big name.
What?
Like, you know, local lad.
Oh, local lad. Local plumber.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want them to win, so I don't want to give them ideas. But it might have been a good idea for them to have gone with a big name on this. But then they tried that with Matt Goodwin, and he had a bad loss.
That was the biggest name they could find.
Yeah. I've just added my PayPal there. That's a PayPal me. So it's just Graham David Hughes. It's just my same name as my channel. But you can find me. You can find me on there at Graham David Hughes, and you can give us some of. I don't know. You want to buy someone some memberships? That'd be cool. I don't know if you can do it through PayPal, but you know, we can give it a go. And Richard, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Small donation to Diz's Confetti Fix. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Thank you, Richard. It's very kind.
I still think we should make reference to the various comments about my appearance tonight.
People, what's the problem?
Why
Does
does
she look
Mike
like a?
look like a caricature of a beatnik? What's going on here?
I don't know. I think you look like a burglar. I think you look like an oldie timey burglar.
No, I've just broken in. If you know, it's a completely different backdrop. So I've
I'm
just
sure you
broken
pull that
into
down. It
this.
becomes a balaclava. Are
Yeah,
you
indeed.
thinking of? Are you thinking of leaving me some chocolate, or because the lady loves?
That's my plan.
Yeah,
This is basically, well, no, I I haven't changed since I got up very early this morning to
that's fair enough.
do the laundry,
I'm sorry.
basically.
Haven't you got a servant to do that kind of thing?
I wish.
Do you know, like during the COVID
I
thing,
don't.
when we weren't allowed to, see our parents, but we were allowed to have our nannies and our cleaners come round.
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
remember that? Oh, it was great, wasn't it? It's great to see our cleaners and our nannies again after all those
well,
months of not seeing them.
we kept them in jobs, basically.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
yeah.
But you couldn't see your mum because that would have
I
been
mean,
bad.
I think it was disgusting. I mean, I kept the butler on obviously
Oh
during
yeah,
COVID
not
because
gonna get rid
it
of
was
the
just,
butler. Come on.
his mother's ill and everything, and she can
Yeah,
barely sweep the floor anymore,
I know.
basically. But
With her
I still
back.
let her do it just to keep
And
her busy.
her knees are gone as well, isn't it? So it's really hard on your hardwood floor, on your tropical hardwood floors, for her to be
Yeah,
scrubbing them
you.
every day with a
I think it's
toothbrush,
nice to give her
as is
something to
right.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, she got bored without you paying her like £2.50 for, you know,
that's right. Yeah,
two
two
shillings
shillings
halfpenny.
50.
Sorry, not for £2.50. That wouldn't
Mavis,
work.
clean the floor properly, woman. Good
Clean
God.
it, scrub it. I need a new toothbrush. Ah. I gave you a
Would
new
you rather?
toothbrush 7 Christmases ago, woman. Anyway, you got a lovely,
Oh,
you got a
look.
lovely
Yeah,
message there from Robot King, who says, "Mike, you look beautiful."
oh,
There you
thank
go,
you.
mate. There
That's
you go.
it's not like I was fishing for that.
Meanwhile, blah blah CW says, "Yes, he looks like the cat burglar from The Simpsons."
Yeah. It's the bedhead hat, right? I mean, it doesn't take much to get my hair looking right, basically. But sometimes I just get up and go, no, I'm going to put
I
a
think
hat
you
on.
look great. It is a look. It is a definite look. I like it.
It's a-
So what else has been going on around the world? Well, there's been 3 Toronto police officers have been arrested over a sexual assault in Barcelona. That's some Canadians doing something fucking horrible. And there was a terrible attack on Muslims in America, where I think three Muslims were killed. And just been hardly anything about it in the news, and a targeted
yeah.
Islamophobic attack. What else has been going on? Who has just arrived in China for a state visit, hot on the heels of Donald Trump?
Carney?
No, no. Evil. Think Carney, but evil.
Evil Carney. God,
Evil.
who's evil Carney?
Yeah. Imagine Carney just tortured people and threw them out the window and blew their planes up.
Putin?
Yes, Vladimir Putin. He's arrived in Beijing today. So there you go.
To pick up all the devices that
Yeah.
the Trump people put in that bin, basically.
So it was the Americans' first trip.
Just going back to that very quickly, right? They were given these gifts, presumably maybe at the beginning or the middle or whenever on their tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they keep them with them until they leave, and then
Yeah.
they put them all in a bin.
Yeah.
So China then picks up the bin,
And then gives
interrogates
them to
all of
Putin.
those devices to find out exactly what they were all saying in their hotel rooms, basically.
Yeah.
It's a perfect idiots. What idiots? It's like
Oh my god! It's just
Trump's going. We're so clever. We got rid of all the devices they gave us. And you go, yeah, very clever.
It is kind of all a bit grim. I'm just setting up for everyone to go over to. Oh, hang on. Oh. I was going to say I'm just setting up to go over to Robespierre Live, but oh no, that's the wrong one. That's at 9:00 on the 15th. It's not the 15th. Oh, this is where it gets confusing when people do loads of coming up things. Upcoming. Here we go. Is this the right one? You don't actually get the date of when the upcoming. So I'm setting up a raid for the end of this video, and you don't get the date until you click on the thing, and then if it's the wrong one, you got to go back and you got to click a few times to go back into the menu of the.
Oh God,
it's really annoying. Anyway, so Robespierre Live, Labour and Reform have their candidates. 8:30. That's better. It's the 19th of May today, isn't it? Yes, May the 19th.
gotcha.
What is it? 46th anniversary of the release of Empire Strikes Back, I think.
I have a feeling
Tonight's going to be a good time.
that it may be one of my wedding anniversaries.
Oh no! Which one?
That date resonates for some reason.
You sound like Al from Quantum Leap, where he's like, my sixth wife, I think, yeah.
It may well have been my sixth wife. I don't know. 19th of May. It was definitely the 19th of May.
I see you haven't got a cigar, you've got a vape. And someone pointed out that whereas smoking a cigar or smoking a cigarette could be seen as cool, a vape is never cool, is it? It's just not.
No.
It's just that there's no way of smoking it in a cool way because it just looks like a toy or something.
This one you can do. It looked a bit like a cigar.
I liked your pipe. What happened to your pipe?
It's the battery's run out, and I've moved my desk around today and lost the charger somewhere. So.
Oh well, never mind. You live longer. It's all good. We don't know what's in there, mate. Chemicals. Everything's made of chemicals.
I am planning with the move to stop using it. So.
Yeah, you don't have to. I'm not gonna force it on you.
No, it's not you. No, it's genuinely. I was watching the BBC report about the fact that the vape shops, the ones that sell the vape juice.
Oh, yeah, they're all fronts for terrorism, aren't they?
They're all fronts for people that are being
trafficked,
that illegally working in trafficking, basically.
Yeah. That's how they make the money.
And then you wonder what it is they're putting in this stuff, basically, to make such a profit to keep the rents and rates going.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I just to sort of wrap up talking about Trump and mentioning Taiwan, like he's left Taiwan in a very precarious position here because he's come out quite equivocal whether he's going to support Taiwan. Now, in the past, American presidents have always said, we support Taiwan. And if the threat there being that if China tried anything like trying to take Taiwan, America would say, no, fuck off, you're not doing that. And he's saying, but if they did do that, the way Putin bit off more than he can chew in Taiwan, in Ukraine, in no uncertain terms, I think the same thing would happen with Taiwan. I think it would be very, very difficult for China to take it over. Unless they nuke the whole place and Kings of the Ashes.
I mean, I guess it would depend on. It's a very difficult place to invade, isn't it? But and they've turned it into a fortress effectively. But
yes.
Without American support, naval support, do you think they'd manage?
Yeah. Oh, because the strait between China and Taiwan is quite a large stretch of water. It's bigger than the channel, for instance. And just because of the geography of Taiwan, I mean, it's quite lucky for the Taiwanese. If they were horizontally, if they were perpendicular to the coast of China, they might have difficulty, especially if it was like a beach and low lying. But it's parallel with the coast of China and it's mountainous. So they've got all these guns,
cliffs and mountains
and stuff. Like you got the higher ground, mate. It's going to be like, when Darth Vader
and as I understand it,
Gandalf were having that fight with the laser swords on Gallifrey.
Yeah, and they have national service conscription, don't they?
Yes.
And they do insurgency training as well, basically. So not only do they have their frontline battle forces ready, but they also have bunkers and gun emplacements all the way through the mountains and the forest, basically, to just make it, even if China did invade part of the island, it would be nearly impossible for them to get to the other side.
Yeah, and you're seeing what's happening in Iran, asymmetric warfare. It doesn't matter how big your army is, how big your navy is, how big your ships are. If your enemy have got a geographical strategic advantage, you can't do fuck all about it. This is the problem that America's got because it's so cheap to send drones from Iran to blow shit up. It just costs fuck all, whereas the missiles they use to blow up the drones cost millions. And then you've also got the Strait of Hormuz, which is so cheap to fuck over because all you need to do, it's so narrow, the actual shipping lane in it, because it's quite shallow on the Oman side and on the Iranian side. There's only like a small channel in the middle.
Of that turn, it's deep on one side, isn't it? And it pushes you towards Iran, basically.
Yeah. And so, I mean, a mine, not very expensive. You only put one in there and it hits a ship. That's it. No ships are going to go through. They're going to go, fuck that shit. I'm not going to fucking
plus
die.
drones. I mean, a lot of drones, like we all think drones are super high tech, but they're basically remote controlled aircraft and boats and whatever.
Yeah.
And cars, even. Ukraine is making robust remote controlled cars that can blow things up.
Yeah. Liam says that I hate smokers to the bone. I don't hate smokers. I used to go out with a smoker. I don't hate smokers. I hate smoking. It's different. It's like I don't necessarily hate killers, but I hate killing.
You don't necessarily hate reform voters.
I do.
But
No, I do. On that one, no, I do fucking hate them. Saz, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. That's very kind of you. There, and one more super chat, and we get a confetti. We get a confetti, Mike. Which will be
come on, just
one more. We got like
2 minutes before you hand over to Robespierre.
Yeah. So the US has warned Russia after Moscow threatens Latvia that NATO membership will not protect you.
Threaten Latvia?
From the looks of things, the way it's written on the Guardian website, no place for threats against UN Security Council member, US says in response to Russian comments. So no, they're protected. They've protected Latvia there, but
right.
Yeah, there's been a threat. There's been a threat made. US Ambassador Tammy Bruce, Deputy Representative of the US to the UN, is the next speaker. She strongly condemns the Russian threats against Latvia. I mean, and there were people who were like, why don't we just give him Ukraine? When he invaded Ukraine, they were like, oh, put your arms down and just let the,
Just let him have half of Ukraine. He won't
just
want
let him
more.
have it. He'll just stop there. He won't want Odessa as well. He won't want Kyiv.
We'll just give him the Sudetenland because there's a lot of Germans there. That's fine, basically. Let that happen. No problem.
The other news story, I think we picked this up on the other day. We spoke about Sam Altman and Elon Musk's little courtroom tussle, of which Elon Musk is trying to sue the makers of OpenAI, ChatGPT.
Yeah. How'd he get on?
He lost.
Did he do?
Musk lost.
Oh no! Oh
yeah, he lost. Do you know the Cybertruck he made? It was like fucking shite, and no one wanted one, right? Because it was shite. Did you hear about it coming out that like he'd met his sales quota by selling thousands of them to SpaceX? He basically sold them to his own company.
Yeah.
Also, there's a budget version that's come out for 60 grand.
A Canadian dealer as well, because the way the sales work is it's sales to dealers, not sales to consumers. So he sold them to a Canadian dealer, and there's a Canadian dealer sitting on about 4,000 of them. Basically, that they can't get rid of.
We've got Martin Harrow says, let Mike go to bed. Yeah, we're going to wrap up in a moment, and we'll toss you all over to our friend Maximilian on the other channel. We'll have a raid. Let's have a raid. Who's up for a raid of the Lost Ark? And then we've got JC 77701. Thank you very much for the £10 super chat. Confetti has a V in it. Well, not the way I spell it, mate. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Confetti. Oh, it didn't work. Damn it. I'm going to cry now.
Look, mine is.
Oh, yours is? How did you get that to do that? That was amazing. How do I do that? Do I do that and it comes up? No. Is there a thing on? Oh,
you have to press the buttons. Look, Rocketti.
What? Oh, okay. I'll press the wrong button. That's the problem. Hey, confetti! Woo! Yay! We got confetti. It's all good. But yeah, I just pressed the wrong button. I pressed the button for the subscribe animation, which I hadn't set up yet. Oops. Sorry about that. Sorry, everybody. But we're back now. There we go. Some more celebration. Thank you, everyone. You've been very kind this evening. David Attenborough's still alive, which is good. He's now over 100 and a week old, week and a half now. And the Middle East is still in crisis, so that makes no change. I think the Middle East has been in crisis since the day I was born.
Yeah,
47 years now, counting.
Yeah,
it was in crisis a bit before that as well, but. Yeah, you get a bit sick of it. You get a bit bored of it. Should we move on? Can we change the channel?
I genuinely just think America should just get the fuck out of there and let them get on with things, basically.
Maybe I'll stop supplying the Israelis with loads of weapons to do horrible things.
Exactly. Yeah. Stop funding Israel's war over there, basically, and let Israel get on with it themselves.
So the richest man in Asia is a guy called Gautam Adani, right? And he was accused of conspiring to pay $250 million in bribes to Indian government officials. But apparently the US, who are getting involved in this, have reportedly dropped fraud charges against him after he hired, as we were just discussing earlier, Trump's lawyer.
Yeah, of course. Yep. Was ever thus.
Meanwhile, Trump ally Roger Stone, who I think has a tattoo of Trump on his back, he can. Oh, is it Nixon? He's got a tattoo of Nixon on his back. He's got
Nixon doing the thumbs up thing on his back.
He's provided lobbying services to Myanmar's ruling government junta. So that's not great, is it?
It's the end of empire. This is the decline of the Roman Empire and decline of the British Empire, isn't it? Basically, so it's just going to play out with these rich guys getting rich, and then I've got this idea for a soap opera where all the dictators are living in Moscow with Vladimir Putin at some point in time. I think that will happen soon.
Yeah, I think so.
Or we'll all die horribly.
Yeah,
one of those two.
Yeah.
And on that cheery note,
well, I've got a bit of good news for you before you go. Billie Jean King, the famous tennis player who won in the Battle of the Sexes, which is a great movie with Emma Stone and Stephen Carell. Really, really recommend it. She's finally graduated college at the age of 82 after leaving college to play tennis when she was a kid. So there you go. Well done, Billie Jean King, for getting there in the end.
That's amazing.
It's wonderful.
That's good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's good.
Graham, if my friend uses your link and puts my YouTube channel link in her PayPal payment, will that work for membership? I can't give people membership, Al. Just a technical thing. Like I can't pick people and give them a membership. I suppose I don't think I can, because when you buy gift memberships, it just gives them randomly to people who are subscribed to the channel. Yeah. It might not even be people who are watching. I keep getting gift memberships to channels that I don't watch. I'm just subscribed to them, and I'm like, oh, thanks for that. But yeah. So I don't know, El, but we can sort something out, I'm sure. And El,
it sounds like a technical issue to resolve.
Yeah,
but it's I'm sure it's possible to gift somebody directly a membership. You can pay for somebody to be a member.
Okay,
that's what she's trying
I'll look into it, El. Okay, I'll look into it. Remind me tomorrow morning, and I'll take a look for you. I'll take a look at you now, and then we'll see what they... I've made a note of that. Okay, so we're going to get going now. Please give us...
One other thing I just wanted to very quickly say was, if nobody's watching it, it's the last week of Stephen Colbert's show, so try and find all the clips on YouTube.
He's been cancelled.
He's making some really good content and some really good guests.
He's been cancelled, hasn't he?
He has. I don't think he's that bothered, basically. He seems okay about it.
Okay, so give us a like. We always like a like on this channel. And also, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you are subscribed, hit the bell notification icon. I'll be back at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning with Morning Brew. And thanks to my wonderful co-host at the last minute there, Mike Dix. Thank you so much, Mike. You are a fucking legend. And you watching this, you're also a legend. And the people in the chat are legends. And the people who gave super chats are extraordinarily awesome legends. So thank you all so much. I'll see you at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning for Morning Brew. And until then, hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.